Spider-Man Homecoming. So Spider-Man Homecoming is the new Marvel Cinematic Universe film directed by Jon Watts and stars Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., Michael Keaton, Jon Favreau, and Marissa Tomei. Plot is films that takes place after the events of Captain America Civil War, and now we're with Peter Parker, now played by Tom Holland, and Tony Stark is a mentor, maybe a bit of a father figure to him, and he's trying to deal with being a high school student and being Spider-Man, and he's waiting for Tony Stark to give him a phone call and say, "You're an Avenger." Meanwhile, there's a new villain, the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton, and he's collecting some dangerous weapons. Before I review this film, I would like to give my thoughts on the previous Spider-Man films before I review this one. Spider-Man 1, great origin story, great cast, especially Tobey Maguire, Willem Dafoe, and of course J.K. Simmons. Although the effects don't hold up that much, I do think the dramatic aspects hold up really well. And it is cheesy and silly, but you know what? I enjoy it for what it was. Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite comic book movies ever. Top 10 up there with The Dark Knight. Improves on the first movie in every way. Action, visuals, drama, and of course a great, much better villain. Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus was terrific. Hands down, the best Spider-Man villain in any of the movies. And now, Spider-Man 3, I think it's okay. There's some good stuff, it has some cool action, great visuals, bursts of Sandman. Scene was incredible. And it has its bad stuff too, like all the emo Peter, the dance stuff, like how underused Venom was, and yeah, I don't hate it. I don't think I like it either. I just think it's a mixed bag. Now over to the Mark Webb Mark Webb's 2 movies. The Amazing Spider-Man, I used to like this movie back in the day, and rewatching it before this movie, it does not hold up very well, and it is a very underwhelming movie. And I'm gonna say this, Spider-Man 3 is a much better made film than this. Yeah, this movie tries to be dark and gritty, but it just did not work for me. Although I will say, Andrew Garfield was definitely the best part of this movie. I will say that. And his relationship with Gwen Stacy was done really well. And I just think it's meh. Now, Sony decided to repeat the same mistakes with Spider-Man 3. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a terrible movie. Terrible villains, messy plot, it repeated the same mistakes that Spider-Man 3 did, and making it worse. At least there was some good stuff I mentioned in Spider-Man 3. This just had Andrew Garfield. And that's pretty much it, all I can think of. Just think it's one of my least favorite comic book movies ever, and definitely one of my least favorite comic book movie sequels. Just, what a bad movie. And talking about Civil War a little bit, I know that's not a Spider-Man movie, but he was a supporting character, so he's worth talking about. His scenes in Civil War were great and definitely gave me hope. It was alright, this is the best Peter Parker / Spider-Man so far. Let's see how he can do, let's see what he can do in his own movie. And now that we got his own movie, this was a ton of fun, just a total blast from start to finish. I left with a huge smile on my face. I really liked this one. Let me just get this out of the way. Now that I've seen more of him, I can confirm this 100%. Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker / Spider-Man. And I definitely bought him as a high school student. I definitely bought him more than Maguire and Garfield. I really didn't buy them as high school students. But here, I can believe, yeah, this kid would definitely be in high school. And he's very funny and intelligent, and I am so happy that this is the Peter Parker I've wanted to see on the big screen in a while. And I'm excited to see more of him in the future. Robert Downey Jr., even though he doesn't have much screen time, I'm okay with this. He's great as always, and I like seeing him and Peter Parker talk, interact and stuff. It was done really well, giving him advice and stuff. Marissa Tomei is also really good as Aunt May, and I thought her and Tom Holland had some nice scenes together. There is something that's very underwhelming in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and that's definitely the villain. Other than Loki and maybe the Winter Soldier and Zemo in Civil War, who I think is a very underrated villain. Here though, we finally get a great Marvel Cinematic Universe villain, and Michael Keaton was a great Vulture. He had a great backstory and you completely understand his motivations, and I thought he was amazing as the Vulture. And I think he's definitely one of the best Spider-Man villains. I think he's up there with Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2. He was that good. I also want to mention best friend, who was also the comic relief of the movie. Oh, he was hilarious in this movie, and I love this character. The action sequences were done really well. They were filmed nicely, no shaky cam. I really liked the scene where it took place on the Washington Monument. That was intense. And the boat scene was also really cool, and even kind of reminded me of the train scene in Spider-Man 2 a little bit. I also definitely got the John Hughes vibe from this movie, and I did feel like I was watching The Breakfast Club or Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but with Spider-Man in the movie. And they even played Ferris Bueller's Day Off for about 5 seconds. Just want to say, without giving away any spoilers, because I like to keep it spoiler free, there is a twist in this movie. I did not see that coming at all. Just, whoa. That was definitely unexpected and just surprised the crap out of me. What a good twist. Honestly, with problems, only one I could think of, although I did like the humorous change on Flash Thompson's character, I didn't really buy him as a high school bully. It's like, how am I supposed to be intimidated by this guy? I was like, really? Overall, Spider-Man Homecoming is a well-paced, entertaining, great action, great comedy, great Spider-Man, great Vulture, just a great movie. And although I was thinking I would give it 4 stars out of 5, I might bump it up a bit. I'm going to give Spider-Man Homecoming 4.5 stars out of 5. I really enjoyed this movie, and I don't know if this is better than 2002 Spider-Man. I don't think it's as good as Spider-Man 2, but I think it may be the 3rd best. I definitely think this is the 3rd best Spider-Man movie. Not just a great Spider-Man, but a great movie in general. Definitely see Spider-Man Homecoming. And of course, stay after the credits. Oh, and wait till you see post-credit scene. Oh, my favorite Marvel post-credit scene ever. I might do a spoiler review, and I do want to talk about some things. So what do you guys think of Spider-Man Homecoming? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.